Hi, friends. Welcome back to Ketamine Connections. I am your host, as always, Anna Krishtal, aka your ketamine coach. And today I've got a really special episode lined up for you. One that's all about the science behind ketamine therapy and why it is such an incredible tool for healing, for transformation, for tapping into your subconscious mind, for reprogramming your subconscious mind, and all of that really just leading to you changing your brain, living the life that you want, getting out of old patterns. And it's inspired by episode 14. In that episode, we talked about the top 3 reasons you should consider ketamine, and y'all loved it. It is the top episode on the podcast. So today I want to do a second of it. We're going to dive into 3 more reasons you should do ketamine. And this time we are talking about the neurological benefits of ketamine therapy. We're going to geek out on some science. This is the science edition of that episode. We're getting into the hard facts and research behind why ketamine is so effective for transforming the subconscious mind and how it helps you reprogram the brain, enhance neuroplasticity. What does that even mean? You'll find out. It helps you shift your 3D reality, meaning all the things that happen in the physical world, like your relationships, your energy, and overall sense of well-being. All of that can change by changing your brain. So if you've been listening to the podcast, you know I am passionate about the integration of both mindset and science when it comes to ketamine. So this episode is for those of you who want to understand how ketamine works at a biological level and why it is such a game changer for so many people looking for lasting change. Over the past 3 years, I've had the absolute privilege of observing people all over the country benefiting from both the qualitative and the quantitative benefits of ketamine. In episode 14, we talked about the qualitative benefits, meaning we talked about the benefits of ketamine that have nothing to do with ketamine. And now we're digging into the qualitative, the science, the magic trick that ketamine will play on your brain. So I'm so happy you're here. Come on, tune in. Let's get into it. But before we do, really quickly, quick reminder that I have my first workshop of 2025 coming up on January 29th. It is the subliminal workshop that is so fun. It is going to be all about aligning your subconscious mind with your goals for 2025. You will not want to miss this. We're going to dive into the language of the subconscious mind so you can talk directly to it with the goals and aspirations you have for the year. You're going to get a personalized subliminal recording that will help you reprogram your mind for positive change in the absolute easiest way possible. So be sure to check that link in the show notes. Be sure to check the discount code. There's an extra discount code in the show notes. It's a no-brainer, y'all. Get in there. We're going to have so much fun. January 29th. And I mean, honestly, I have fun every day. So let's get into the episode. Okay, the science of ketamine. Let's talk about numero uno. Ketamine enhances neuroplasticity, which allows you to rewire your brain for change. So yeah, let's start with neuroplasticity, which, in case you're not familiar, it's the brain's incredible ability to reorganize itself by forming new neural connections. Basically, we used to think that the brain, like other organs, matured and stopped growing at a certain age. But what neuroplasticity tells us is that you can change the brain at any time in your life. And ketamine is like a supercharger for neuroplasticity. You do not need ketamine for neuroplasticity, but it does enhance it. It upticks it. It makes it less effort on your part. So when you do ketamine therapy in a clinical setting, always clinical setting here on the show, it activates a process that literally rewires your brain. And this is important because it allows you to break free from old, outdated thought patterns and behaviors that are rooted in neural pathways that you've been using probably your whole life. If you're not sure about the subconscious mind, check out episode 1. In that, I give you a really brief overview of the subconscious mind. It's 95% of your brain. And sometimes without even knowing the patterns that are holding there, it is ruling your whole life. However, the exciting part, are you ready, is that neuroplasticity is not just about kind of putting a fresh coat of paint on. It's about creating absolutely new possibilities for how your brain functions. What happens is the subconscious mind is formed before the age of 7. A little bit later, we can change it at any moment. But here's what happens is after that window of your subconscious mind seals around the age of 7, then everything you do in life is either proving it right or proving it wrong. However, ketamine opens up the doors for your brain to form absolutely new connections that are outside of this box. So even though you thought you were stuck, guess what? Using ketamine is like being handed a blank canvas where you can start painting new patterns for calm, clarity, focus, emotional regulation, whatever you want. And the cool thing is again, neuroplasticity, everyone has availability to it whenever you want, like literally until the day you die, you can change your brain. However, it takes effort, it takes knowledge, it takes a skilled guide, it takes effort. Ketamine makes it effortless. It makes the access to that neuroplasticity increased with less effort. And research shows that ketamine therapy can lead to the growth of new synaptic connections. So the connections between the neurons in your brain, this is how your brain functions, okay, is by these neural connections that lead to neural networks. And this process with ketamine can happen really quickly. It can happen really quickly in other ways, but it's a major reason why clients often report feeling better after just a few sessions of ketamine, not just emotionally, but also mentally and sometimes even physically. So your brain becomes more receptive to new ideas and you begin to feel more connected to yourself, to others. It's not magic, is neuroplasticity in action. It's so cool. So whether you are dealing with depression, anxiety, or wanting to expand your consciousness, wanting to become a better leader, wanting to become a better parent, wanting to become just a better human, ketamine is a tool that can literally help you rebuild your brain's ability to heal and grow with least effort. Okay? You can do it with effort. You can do it effortlessly. Up to you. All right. Number 2 scientific reason you should do ketamine is that ketamine stimulates the growth of brain cells, of new brain cells. Neurogenesis. Okay, this is another scientific term. Let's break it down. So something that is really fascinating to me is neurogenesis. This is the process of growing new brain cells. How cool. For many years, scientists have believed that after a certain age, our brains stop producing new neurons, right? You can't teach an old dog new tricks. We have all of these sayings that are all about how these old way of beings get cemented. But we know that that's not true. The brain can regenerate and grow new cells throughout your life, and especially when it is given the right conditions, y'all, magic. Ketamine therapy is one of those conditions that encourages neurogenesis. Research has shown that ketamine stimulates the growth of new neurons, particularly in the area of the brain that are involved in emotional regulation and memory formation, aka the 2 major parts of your default mode network. If you're not sure what your default mode network is, it's in another episode. Go check it out. This is huge because when you're stuck in a loop of repetitive thinking or ruminating thoughts or depression, anxiety, trauma, your brain can start to lose some of that flexibility, that neural flexibility, and ketamine helps that so much. By stimulating the growth of new brain cells, ketamine helps you create a fresh foundation for emotional healing, emotional regulation, literally changing your whole life. Because when we're talking about emotional healing and emotional regulation, we are talking about your nervous system. Honestly, y'all, it is like your brain is given a second chance to develop new, healthier neural networks that support whatever the heck you want. You want mental clarity, you want emotional regulation, you want resilience, you want optimism. All of that is possible. This is why so many people are experiencing lasting relief from ketamine therapy, because it is helping to reset the brain in a way that builds new, healthy patterns for the future. And I want you to just think about that for a second. New brain cells. creating new possibilities, new brain cells creating new possibilities for your mental health with really not a lot of effort on your part, truly. So imagine your energy levels, your clarity, your focus, your outlook on the world. It could all be changed if you had more healthy neural growth going on in your brain, which is stimulated by ketamine. It's so cool. I'm getting so excited to share this with you. Let me dive into number 3. The third scientific reason you should do ketamine is that ketamine increases glutamate activity, and that improves the communication between your neurons, okay? So ketamine is a powerhouse for mental health because it impacts the neurotransmitter glutamate, which is one of the brain's key chemicals involved in communication between neurons. Glutamate plays a major role in brain function, especially when it comes to learning, memory, and mood regulation. Let me play that back. Glutamate plays an important role in your brain function, specifically learning, memory, mood regulation. I mean, what else? What else is there? Okay. Anyways, what's fascinating is that ketamine boosts glutamate activity in the brain, particularly in the prefrontal cortex. This is like, it lives right here in your forehead. This is your planning CEO mind. This is the newest part of our brain, just like evolutionarily speaking. This is the part of the brain that formed last. This is where our executive function lives. There's so much happening in the prefrontal cortex. It's responsible for decision making. It's responsible for emotional regulation. It's responsible for higher cognitive function. And it's important because in individuals with conditions like depression, anxiety, the glutamate system is not functioning at its best. It's just not. So when ketamine increases glutamate activity, it helps improve communication between neurons, which essentially enhances your brain's ability to think, to process emotions, to form new memories. This is all improved communication that plays a big role in restoring your brain's function in areas that are often impacted by mental health disorders, y'all. 95% of our brain is subconscious, and we think about 70,000 thoughts a day, and about 95% of those thoughts are on loop. So imagine creating new memories. Imagine overriding all of your old stuff. Y'all, think about it. Better communication in the brain means you can think more clearly. You can process emotions more effectively. You can regulate your mood better. You can move from being in a foggy, anxious, dysregulated state to being more present, more engaged in your own life. And gosh, let me tell you, ketamine provides rapid relief for those that are struggling with mental health issues. And that is so encouraging when you've been stuck in the same mental loop for anywhere from however long you've been there. I'm not going to put suggestions in. However long you've been there, when you've been struggling with the same looping mental state, and then you can change it so quickly, that is so encouraging. And the effects of this increased glutamate activity last well beyond the immediate experience of ketamine therapy. Studies show anywhere from 3 to 21 days. So it's really like giving your brain a tune-up, helping it function at a higher level and set you up for long-term success. And the cool thing is too, is that with the proper integration, once you experience these increased benefits, what happens is you then have a muscle memory. Your brain is a muscle. You can create muscle memory to get back to that place. And that is what the power of integration is. So you don't have to keep going back to the medicine. You don't have to do ketamine over and over again, but rather you get to have these immediate benefits, immediate relief, and then lasting results. All right, there you have it. 3 more reasons why ketamine therapy is an incredible tool for healing and for transformation. And in 2025, maybe it's the right step for you. I'm just here to give you more information. I'm just here to tell you that from enhancing your neuroplasticity to stimulating the growth of new brain cells to boosting glutamate activity for improved brain communication, ketamine really has some powerful, amazing, somewhat magical neurological benefits that can reboot your brain and set you on the path to lasting change. But here is the thing. Again, ketamine therapy is the most effective when it is used with the right intention, when it is used with proper preparation and proper integration, when it is used in a clinical setting. And that's why I always 100% of the time recommend combining ketamine with integration work so that you can process and solidify the breakthroughs that come through ketamine. And of course, if you are looking for extra support in aligning your subconscious mind with your goals for 2025, whether you are using ketamine or not, please sign up for the Subliminal Workshop happening on January 29th. I'm not running it as often as I did in 2024, just so you know. And it's really the perfect companion to ketamine therapy to keep transforming, going to really kickstart the transformation of the year. I'm so passionate about this work, y'all. I'm so passionate about your ability to change your brain, whether you're using psychedelics or not. So thank you for geeking out on some of the science of ketamine with me here today. Thanks for tuning in. Share this with a friend who might also geek out on the science of ketamine. Leave a review so I know what y'all are thinking, what y'all are getting out of this. And yeah, stay curious, stay transforming, and just remember that your brain is capable of the most amazing things. And whether it's with ketamine or other subconscious reprogramming tools, you can unlock its full potential. So see you next time. Bye. Thank you so much for joining me on this episode of Ketamine Connections. I hope you found our discussion insightful and empowering. Remember that understanding the subconscious mind and how to make the most of ketamine therapy can truly transform someone's healing journey. And if you enjoyed today's episode, please take a moment to share it with your friends and family and anyone who might benefit from this information. So few people considering ketamine therapy are fully educated about its potential and the impact that it has on the subconscious mind. Your share could be the key element to their transformation. Don't forget to subscribe to Ketamine Connections so that you never miss an episode. And if you have a moment, I absolutely adore reading your reviews. So your feedback really helps me feel like this is an engaging exercise. Otherwise, I just feel like I'm talking into empty internet space. So your review really helps light me up and also helps me reach more audience. So I would appreciate one if you're willing. And please use the link below to submit any questions or topics that you would like covered. I cannot wait to hear from you and to co-create this journey together. Until next time, keep exploring, stay curious, and embrace the possibilities that are available in this moment right here, right now. Thanks so much. See you next time on Ketamine Connections.